And I will ask our first entrepreneur for the panel, Mr. Paul Mayrand from Bioturbine.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to share our business vision with you. She's really beautiful, eh? This is the why, the first why. A long time ago, I decided to challenge ways of treating wastewater and kitchen leftovers. We focused on a solution, a source separation solution, and we come to a point, we brought it to reality. Bioturbine System Incorporated was created to support our journey. We have built many solutions, and some of them are not even there. Most of them, at different degrees, were failures. But from each of them, we have learned exceptional knowledge, nothing that you could find in books. Why? Why source separation? I'll try to explain in 3 views. Why is it so important? What's the link between these 2 objects? Well, it's not putting money down the drain. It's not that. It's really not that. From a sustainable development point of view, both of them are not very friendly. For the car, we understand. But for the water closet, most of us don't really understand why. There's a lot of people on the planet, very knowledgeable people, that feel that the water closet is a plague, a real plague. Even Bill Gates believes it. A few years ago, he launched a challenge, a worldwide challenge to universities. The challenge was to develop the next generation of sanitation technologies. They asked universities to find solutions to reduce the impact of the water closets. Now, what's a source separation solution? The best way to understand is to look in your neighborhood. For many years now, most of us have to separate our garbage from products that can be recycled. And for most of us in Quebec, we will have to recycle very soon our kitchen leftovers. This is why we're going to find pretty soon in front of our houses a 3rd rolling recycling bin, a brown one, and it's coming. Why do we do this? Because it's easier to manage and easier to treat after. This is a source separation solution. Now, if we come back to the Gates challenge, all of them, all awarded universities that were chosen by the Gates Foundation, adopt source separation solution to achieve their goal. Bioturbine solution does exactly the same thing for you without changing your habits. You keep your water closet, and you can even use it to dispose your kitchen leftovers. Now, this view will help you to understand the impact of source separation. There's 2 solutions to manage domestic wastewater. The first one is the centralized solution. Please look at the red rectangular. You will recognize a house linked up to a sewage network draining down to a wastewater treatment plant, and sometimes followed by a sludge plant. The second solution is a decentralized solution. If you look at the blue rectangular on the right side, you will also recognize a house linked up to a septic tank followed by a water treatment process. Remember that also the septic tank has to be empty every year, pumped out of the sludge, and transport to the wastewater treatment plant in most cases. Now there's a 3rd solution, a source separation solution. Please look at the green little rectangular down there. That little thing there, at the right scale, is a bioturbine system. This is a mini wastewater treatment plant. That's what it is. It's able to replace a centralized solution and any decentralized solution in the market. Now, The bioturbine system has been designed to recycle safely. We won't like the word, but it's shit, toilet paper, urine, wastewater, and kitchen leftovers. Again, without changing people's habits. The system was designed to be set, this version has been designed to be set inside the building. It's a 5-person format design. They can be grouped to serve larger buildings, just like an apartment building. Look at the bioturbine system just like a big electrical appliance or a big hot water tank. That's what it is in terms of size. Now, yes, the medium wastewater treatment plant really exists. And guess what? It works. It really works. Our results are absolutely exceptional. Some of you will be looking at me and you're asking yourself, how could this be possible? So small and replacing stuff so big. How could that be possible? Is this guy saying the truth? If he does, there must be a secret. There is a secret, and I'm going to tell you. It's very simple, but not easy to do. Don't let solids decompose in water. That's all. When you do so, solids are fairly easy to treat. And after, water left behind is really, really much easier to treat because we have extract from the water 85 to 90% of the solids we usually find. This is why it's so small and so efficient. Now, there's 2 bonus coming with a bioturbine system. I call them bonus because I feel they really are. The first one, no repulsive odor is coming out of it. No repulsive odors. There's a few people in the room that had a chance to check it last week, and they could tell you. The second one is that we are able to extract out of the water 70% of what we find usually in terms of phosphorus in water. For those of you who don't know what's phosphorus, it's a chemical that affects our lakes. You ever heard about blue algae? It comes from there. We have very, very disruptive features. I won't review them, but I'd like you to remember a few things. All of these features serve first the end user, then the governments, and finally the environment. We are capable to serve the needs of a house, an apartment building, and we can certainly achieve serving office buildings. This is a picture of the wastewater industry as we're speaking. This is what I was expecting when I dived in this project years ago. And now it's a reality. Remember 2 things. The first one, governments don't have any more money to subsidize cities to build wastewater works, especially new wastewater works. The time that city has had 80% of subsidized is finished. Secondly, aging and deteriorating infrastructures is a huge, huge problem for cities. So if you're asking me, is the timing good to introduce a technology like the bioturbine? It'll never be better. Our business model is very simple. We want to sell products to dealers in Northeastern America. Dealers capable to sell, install, maintain, and help users to recycle outputs on-site or off-site. Later on, we want to sell our key parts to licensees, company in other parts of North America. And finally, we want to keep our product development pipeline hot. And you can believe me, we have more than ideas.
To have a clear view from you is for the customer at the end. How it will cost for a solution like that, and what will be the payback for them? How could you compare your product to what exists in the market? Because you pinpoint the problem, but at the end, it's always a question of how much it costs compared to the competition.
The intention is to sell the product the same price of one of the best wastewater treatments on the market.
Yeah.
But I could tell you that there's a lot of marketing people are not stopping telling me I should sell it much more higher. So that's another question. Mm-hmm. For the end user, the gain for him or her or the family is that first, they're going to save a huge space in your yard if they haven't old technology, but there's only old technology actually existing, where our technology uses about 10 times less space if we compare it to the best technology in the market. Mm-hmm. Secondly, if you have a septic tank, I'm not saying I'm aiming that segment first. If you have a septic tank and you are aware this product is on the market, and I believe if your wife understands that it doesn't smell anything in your washroom, you're going to have a big problem. Regarding the distribution, as I said, we want to sell the products through dealers. We start testing the networks we want to work with, and we have a clear, solid feedback. People are writing me, we want to sell this thing. When you're ready, come and see us. We've tested 2 networks. The first one is commercial and industrial wastewater companies. We've tested one here in Montreal, Mabarex. Mr. Barreau also is one of our advisors. His message is very clear. When you're ready, I want to sell this thing. The reason he wants to sell this thing is that every time he makes a sale, he doesn't sell 1 unit. He sells 6, 12, 24 units because he will be aiming for motors. Because there's no solution outside of it. If you don't have a wastewater network, there's no solution in the market to serve a triplex, an apartment building, or a condo. There's nothing. Nothing that doesn't take space. For the contractor, the question is very simple. If he pays his land more than $2 to $3 a square feet, and that's really cheap, it's cheaper for him to build a mechanical room in the building and install a bioturbine solution. This is why we're aiming this segment first, because we had confirmation. Last year, I had a call from somebody in Rouyn-Noranda. He is exactly in this situation, and he asked me, he calls me, he says, send me 2. I have to pass 10, 15 minutes to explain why I can't send him 2 now, and he's mad. And he doesn't even ask me the price.
So, Paul, thank you very much for this presentation. I agree with Michel. It was very interesting how you made a difference at the beginning. You explained how what the difference is between the decentralized systems, the wastewater treatment plants, and I think what you should focus on, or what you could do, is do exactly what you just answered, the questions you've just answered. Now, focus on the differentiation and also on the cost attractiveness of your solution versus the other ones. The other thing you did really well is also you mentioned the business model, how you're going to get there. You're going to go through dealers, and you're going to go through licensees as well. And it would be interesting for you to say why you're going this way and why you're going to get faster to the market in this space. We all know about so many companies like Bioness, like Premier Tech, that do go through dealers, that are able to get the market. And it's interesting to also understand how much market they have, which is it's a big market right now. The other thing you did really well is you just mentioned how and Michel just said, link it to the customer. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is to bring revenues and make sales. So those financial projections at the beginning, it's great to understand the money that you're going to put in at first. You're raising right now 2 chunks of capital, and how you're going to make money out of it. because you need to understand where we're going at. We're also there for this company to grow as much as possible and have a great payback. And when you're talking about, this differentiation of that's the only solution that takes so little footprint, that's very interesting. When you're saying Louis Barré from Mabarex, who's a veteran in this industry, said he wants to sell and he's got some people ready to buy, these are great signs that show that there is payback and that you do have a very interesting solution.